Hello everybody, welcome back. This is EonShikeno. I'm going to cast a best of 3 from Star Wars. We've got here our blue Terran player, which is actually MarineKing Prime. He's down here in the bottom left part of Zelnaga Caverns, and his opponent, Xiao. He is a red Protoss player up in the top right. He's from Clan Nirvana. And his name actually means Xiao, means little, and T stands for Templar. His name in Brood War was Templar. So, and actually he was at Orc player in Warcraft 3, so he's played quite a few strategy games from Blizzard. But we're going to have Xiao up here in the top right part of the map as our Protoss player. And MarineKing going for a wall off up here at the front of the base. Not sure why he's using this particular name right here. Maybe it's, not sure why he'd be using a different name, but of course we got him here as MarineKing Prime. And we'll see what type of play styles we're going to see from both the players this game. First gateway going down for Xiao, and first a barracks going down for MarineKing Prime, and a probe already out on the way, going to go do some scouting, and we'll see if we see a, yep, there it is, there goes the refinery. Something definitely want to look for, and already I can see that it looks like MarineKing Prime is looking to put a tech lab on here, just based on the positioning of that barracks, unless he's just planning on sticking another barracks there. But I'm kind of anticipating a tech lab there, considering he did go for a tech lab. You usually don't 2-rack straight up if you're going to go for a tech lab. So I'm expecting him to go for a tech lab right there. Getting guys on gas, of course. Gas up here for Xiao. And just doing some probe scouting here from Xiao. Not quite sure his playstyle at PvT. Everybody's quite familiar with MarineKing Prime's playstyle. Definitely known as a MarineKing for good cause, but he definitely has the ability to play many other play styles. I've seen him go Banshees, all kinds of different things, so definitely not a one-trick pony by any regard. And we've got MarineKing going to go up here and do some scouting finally. Let's see what he's going to check out in here. He's going to see one gas, Cybernetics core, no Zealot coming out here for Xiao. That Cybernetics core does just not come in there. That SCV is just hanging out there. And now we have the Chrono Boost of the Stalker coming out. Pylon going to go down in there in the back of the base. And Xiao's hanging out here in the middle with that probe. Marines now coming out for MarineKing Prime. And we don't, there we do. I was about to say we don't have a, actually going to go for a reactor here. And he's throwing down a factory. So we may, okay. I like the placement of the factory. It's in the back, so that way if he does peek with Stalkers, he won't be able to see. So that's a really smart placement there by Xiao. And we have a Stalker coming out, just going to do some scouting. This probe is out here. It looks like he's going to throw down an expansion. Yes, there's the expansion. He had about 400 minerals up there, so one gateway expand here coming from Xiao. Still on one gas, of course, and he's gonna have to try and delay the scouting of his expansion as long as possible from his opponent. So he's probably going to leave the Stalker right here up at the front, try and do some scouting. Another Stalker being Chrono boosted out. Gateway coming down. He's probably going to make a third gateway. There's the third gateway. And the Marines are up here at the front. More Marines coming out. What is he making here? He's making a tech lab and a starport. Might see the tech lab get swapped over to that starport, or we just might see tanks come out of there. But it looks like MarineKing Prime is going to stick to a little bit of early aggression here at this game. And it's going to come down to whether or not Xiao can manage to hold off this push. And he actually did plan on going with the tank, so he's going to have a tank coming out here. And I'm kind of just expecting him to make a medevac from the starport. Now we'll really need to look here to see whenever MarineKing Prime is going to go for. Actually, no, he's throwing down a tech lab there, so I guess he's going to make Banshees or a Raven. We will see, but the tank is going to come out. He'll have enough money to make a second tank here pretty soon. Not going to get supply blocked. He's got that supply depot coming down. The expansion for Xiao is up now, so he's going to start getting that big increase in minerals coming up. Tank is out, another tank on the way. See what he's going to make, a Raven. He's got enough gas, he can make a Raven right now. He's got that tank out and going. Nope, he's making a Banshee. So this is going to be a pretty disgusting little attack here coming from MarineKing Prime. A lot of Marines out there, and those tanks are going to do a lot of damage to those Stalkers. So not really quite sure how Xiao is going to be able to deal with this really heavy pressure this early on. He's going to get an observer out, but that won't tell him too much. I don't even know if that observer is going to get there in time. By the time MarineKing actually plans on pushing out, he's going to have Siege Tech finish a third tank, and that Stalker is going to get up there and do some scouting. Nope, didn't get up there yet, but MarineKing Prime is just getting ready to get out there and just do some damage. More Marines coming out. He's a lot of Marines. Banshee coming out. And he's even pulling some SCVs, pulling 8 SCVs, another Banshee on the way, another tank on the way. Those are being rallied up there to the front. We have a pylon down here. So if Xiao wants to warp into some Zealots or two and try and do some harass, try and counterattack while this whole fight is going on, while he's trying to defend, that may be a possibility. This is a pretty big force coming here from MarineKing Prime. You can see the supply count 62 versus 58, and you can tell a harvester difference definitely favoring the Protoss player. So army supply-wise, it's definitely favoring MarineKing Prime. He's heading out here with this one base attack, and he's going to have 3 tanks. His siege tech is actually done now. That Banshee needs to stay alive there. That Observer isn't going to do any good because that Cloak isn't finished, but it's going to give him an ability to scout these siege tanks to see whether or not they're sieged or not. And we have one Immortal out, going to be nice against those tanks, but he needs to worry about this one Banshee and another Banshee coming out. More Marines coming out, and MarineKing has a pretty good little push coming here. He's going to try and push there. Looks like all these Marines and SCVs are kind of just carrying that Banshee along. It's like he's a float going down the road, and they're holding on to the strings. And he's going to push up here up to the front now. Not yet. He's just trying to buy time. It looks like Xiao's setting up for a counterattack here in the back. I like the placement of this army. And he's pulling probes back and warping in some more Stalkers. We'll probably see a 2-pronged attack here. We're going to have to see Xiao attack for these tanks to get too much closer. Stalkers need to get back. They're going to get way too close. Actually losing one Stalker there. A little bit of miss micro there. Observer's still seeing all this. Immortal rallied out there to the front. He needs to get things. Actually, he probably use that to tank with. Probes coming up. A Marauder. Oh, wow. Nice. Immortal from the back. Zealots. And he's going to get a... Oh, actually, there's so many Marines. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Stalker's doing a good job. Immortals and Zealots in the back going to take out all those tanks. But that Banshee's doing some damage. And oh my gosh, Xiao may actually hold this. He's warping in more Stalkers, plenty of Stalkers left. Oh yeah, he's totally got this right now. Warping in some Zealots, got some band units still in the back there. And this Immortal, this flank from the back was just perfect. Xiao came in from every single angle there, came in from the left, came in from the right, and actually pushed in with that tank there at the beginning of that fight. Took all those hits and just flanked in from the back. That was just a perfect play there from Xiao. Held that off perfectly. And MarineKing Prime is kind of in trouble now. You can see the supply count 54 versus 40. He does have siege tanks, and he's going to need to raise those supply depots if he wants to live through this. Those Stalkers are all very low up there in the front, so he won't be able to just suicide up in there. May see a bunker go down, not quite sure. It looks like he's flying a Banshee here to try and do some more harassment just to distract him. An Observer will provide vision though, so he may want to pull this tank back a little further if he sees that Observer, because this Immortal is going to see that, and he's going to be able to kill the siege tank. Not a problem. That siege tank is way too close. There it is. It just dropped. And he needs to back up. That vision now is definitely paying off him. That Observer definitely coming in handy now. There we go. The tank plenty far back, in a much better position to play defense, and he's not going to be able to snipe that tank. But here at the top, Banshee going to get some kills, at least until those Stalkers come up. He's got 2 kills, and I don't think it's going to be enough to bring him back in this game, but it's just distracting him just enough. He's pulling back. Xiao is now pulling back. Oh, he needs to watch out with that Banshee. Oh, that thing's getting a little too close there. He's trying to find the sweet spot in the back. Looks like he found it. Safe in the back right there. Still has his pylon down here, so he can easily reinforce if he wants to continue to harass. But at this point, Xiao really doesn't need to play. He doesn't need to attack MarineKing. All he has to really do is stop him from expanding, get a really big army, and just stop him from expanding for the rest of the game. He's got this harass problem completely mitigated, and it looks like that Banshee's going to try and get back there. I don't know, he's just trying to get away from that. Get away from that Observer. Not liking the feel of the Observer. More tanks. Actually, still just 2 out there. Actually, 1 more on the way. Still making Banshees and Marines. And I have to say that the positioning that Xiao had was so cool in that fight. I really liked the positioning he had there. Definitely MarineKing Prime took his time whenever he pushed up, walking those tanks up a little bit, playing it safe. That just bought Xiao enough time to get in a really sweet spot. And I liked how he organized his army. Had the Stalkers mostly up front, Zealots and Immortal in the back, and then pushed up front with the one Immortal. Just a really smooth play. I'll have to take some notes after this game on that type of stuff. And more barracks going down, and another tank and Banshee. He's going to have a pretty sizable force here. I don't know whether or not Xiao is actually going to be able to stop him from expanding, because he's getting a pretty serious number of tanks up. A lot of Banshees coming out. He's got 3 Banshees over here on the left. This 4th Banshee finally sneaks out of there after being left alone long enough. 4 Banshees out. And what do we have here? Is Xiao going to push out? No, not yet. More Stalkers. No upgrades yet for either players. Scan going down there right there in the front. Not going to see much. And oh wow, he actually lost 2 Banshees there. I was looking at the scan, and it looks like MarineKing Prime was busy looking at that scan. He just lost 2 Banshees there to that little tassel. Blink is finished for Xiao, so that definitely made it a really easy position. He's going to be a blue column player right on top of those tanks. And we got a Stalker hug right on top of all those tanks. Big old bear hug from the Stalkers, taking up those tanks. And that positioning was just completely pointless there after Blink is finishing with that Observer. That Observer definitely pays for himself. And now Xiao in the sweet spot in the center of MarineKing's Prime's base. He's not going to be able to bring any more reinforcements out without losing them as soon as they spawn. The expansion is up down here in the bottom right, but has to pull SCVs. Tanks are now being rallied here from the main, or from the expansion. More Marines coming up. Looks like Xiao may lose a lot of Stalkers here, but he's doing some pretty nifty Blink micro. There he goes, blinking back, not losing too much. Actually lost one there, and these Marines dealing a lot of damage, and he actually fought that off, but look at the supply count. This is where it's at, 83 versus 42, and more Stalkers being warped in over here. They're going to be able to push up and take out that expansion. We have the GG from MarineKing Prime. So you've got Xiao taking game number 1 from MarineKing Prime for Star Wars. We'll move on into game number 2 coming up next.